welcome to episode 5 of series 6 of Master League Story Mode. And have you stopped crying after the last episode? I've only just stopped crying after the heartbreak that was throwing away a 2-goal lead against Flamengo, against the giants of Brazilian football, Flamengo, at the Moises Lucarelli, no less, to see us crash out of the cup on away goals. Yeah, it was hard to take. But what I would say is it was a very positive start to the season. 4 games against Serie A sides, and we definitely held our own. In fact, at times we looked like the better team, so hopefully now with Serie B starting today, we can carry the momentum from that, not take too much of the negatives from that last game and look very much at the positives. That's going to be the key. And there is Zico there, just to the left of the picture. And he, in the press conference that we just got out of at the end of the last episode, where he said that he wasn't sure if he was going to start Eduardo, even though he knows he is. He says that Eduardo provides consistency and calm. Well, we're going to need that. It's going to be a long season ahead of us, and we need his experienced head and his playmaking abilities to hopefully provide Asano and Roger with some goals. They've already scored a few. I think there should be some more in those boots. Right, I think we should just get going, shouldn't we? So we will be starting this season at the Moises Lucarelli. Our first game is up against Coritiba. Zico says they're a tough side, but no reason to fear them. And just impressing on the side that in front of the Ponte Pretanos, in front of the Macaca, we need to be ready to provide them with some entertaining football. That is our philosophy for this season. And I think we saw quite a lot of entertaining football in the Copa Brazil. Obviously, we couldn't progress any further. We gave it a damn good go. Before we go and look at the sides for today, a little bit of information about Coritiba. They hail from the city of Curitiba, which is about 6 hours south of Campinas, where Ponte Preta are based. And they're a pretty big team, one of the sleeping giants of Brazilian football. They've been in Serie A. They've won Serie A, not since the 80s, but they have won it. They've been in and out of Serie B, Serie A. Last time they were in Serie A was 2017. I think that might have been the season that Ponte Preta got relegated as well. Last season in Serie B, they finished a disappointing 10th. I'm sure they'll be looking to better that this season, and they'll be looking to get off to a good start here. But Ponte Preta, as we said, will be riding a wave of confidence, hopefully, after the last game. Let's see how we're doing in terms of form. Positive, okay. Asano, the only one on a downward arrow who I'd be concerned about starting, but with Julio Cesar on a red arrow, probably going to keep that as it is. Asano is adaptable in that he can play in right wing and centre forward, whereas Roger can't really play on the right. If he could, we could bring in Marillison, who played pretty well on his debut for the season. But I think we'll keep things as they are. Curitiba, they've got a 71 rated striker. A pretty solid back line, although their right back is 64 rated. We don't really have anyone to be running at him with, but maybe that will give Eduardo a bit more space to operate. They are playing with 2 defensive midfielders, actually 3 attacking midfielders, so it's going to be very tight in the middle of the pitch for us. That's where we like to do our business. Between this square of truth here, but maybe that means there will be more space for Asano out on the wing, so we maybe look for him early. Oh, and of course we did have an injured Diego Renan, so we'll bring him back in for Giovanni, although Giovanni was good and he is on a blue arrow, but I think Diego Renan is the person we want to be starting regularly. And we probably don't need 2 left backs on the bench, so Abner can drop out today. Other than that, I think we're fine. Let's get into it. So we're back once again at the Moises Lucarelli Stadium. I was talking to someone who is a Ponte Preta fan in the comments. I'm sorry I've forgotten your name. But he informed me, I assume it was a he, that I think it costs, and I worked it out, it's the equivalent of about £4 for the Ponte Pretanos to turn up and support Ponte Preta. That's pretty good, isn't it? That is pretty good. And in this beautiful stadium as well, that, as we mentioned in the intro, built by the hands of the supporters, very literally. This is a community club. I actually noticed on Twitter recently that they do like kids' days where kids can come along for free and there's stuff to do in the stadium. I love it, the community feel. Oh, Diego Renan is short, isn't he? Anyway, the community feel is something that really, really impresses me about this club. And hopefully we can give back to that community by getting ourselves promoted with Zico's first season. That's the aim here. And look at that. They would all be very, very pleased. They had to come and watch us get embarrassed by Flamengo in the last sort of 15 minutes of that game. But they'll know that we've looked okay. And hopefully we can build on that. Right, let's do it. Luis Carlos, lovely ball into Eduardo. He'll first, with the first time effort, he puts it wide. Probably could have taken a touch there. That was very simple. Very simple stuff here. Eduardo lays it off. No one tracked the run. It's a good ball in from Luis Carlos. The first time effort as it fell over his shoulder. Optimistic perhaps, but positive start. Carlos, good reading of the game. And now we need to just try and control possession here. That's a horrible tackle on Thiago Real. But do not hurt. There's a yellow card here for the visitors. Igor wins it back. Huge. Now Asano, can he turn and slip in Roger? Oh, the pass had maybe a little bit too much on it. It's back all the way to the keeper. Renan, lovely ball into Thiago Real. He'll step inside. That's nice. Good driving run here, looking for Asano. And Costa easily dealt with. Half an hour gone now, and we've created absolutely nothing. It's been a tense, but ultimately pretty poor quality game so far. Neither side able to create any chances. Will they create their first chance here? Oh no, we've given away a free kick. Please don't do this. It's a good position here for Mateus. 33 minutes on the clock. Over the wall. Ivan, yes. Ivan the terrific. We needed that. Couldn't concede first here. What a save that is. Full stretch with his left hand. Oh, that's a good ball. Oh, it's well worked. Oh, no. No. Shit. Sano couldn't get to this. The defender stepped out pretty simply to win that back. That's a good ball. That's a simple ball. No one able to react. And Ivan beaten this time after a great save to deny them only moments earlier. And in front of the home fans, we start the season behind. Arnaldo back to Igor. We need to start working the triangles here. That's always the goal. Igor. Asano. That's better. Looks for Real. Can't find him. Igor does well though. That's a clever ball. Arnaldo, ball in. Asano with the glancing header. It's not the right cross. It's the wrong man to aim for. And that's half time here in Campinas, and not the start to the season we were hoping for. Not a single shot on target from Ponte Preta. And although we've had the possession, which is what we want to be doing, we allowed them a cheap goal really. They just cut through us very simply, won the ball back, and then in the blink of an eye, in the back of our net. Right, well, we need to improve. We know we're better than this. Can we turn this possession into some more chances? Hopefully one on target. Let's go. Smart ball, back to the defender. Renan can put it in looking for Rog. Out to Igor. It's given it a go. Renan. Eduardo lays it off. That's a good ball. We keep it moving here. Thiago Real. Into Rog. Lays it off to Takuma Asano. Oh, we need to create a chance here. No. Carlos into Eduardo. This is what we want. The overlapping run from Renan. Tries to step inside. Easily dealt with by Fabiano. Igor now. Into Arnaldo. Eagles continue to run down this right-hand side. Low ball in. Looking for Big Rog. Oh, that's bad. That's really bad. Rog. Come on. It's a good chance, that. So 3 early changes here. Arnaldo and Igor coming off, as well as Diego Renan. So both the right, left back and central midfielders all swapped. It's Matheus Vargas on now, who's a little bit more attacking minded than Igor. Into that central midfield position. Can he find a bit of magic? Asano, under pressure, does well to find Real. Real keeps the ball well. Oh, that's a nice turn. Ball into Rog. Oh, and Asano can't get the shot off. We need to use the overlapping fullbacks. We need to create width. It's getting all a bit stuck in the middle. We knew that would happen against this formation. Eduardo. Too easy. Eduardo into Real. Oh, that's a poor touch. We'll get it back here. Ball into Asano. Oh, it's well saved, but ultimately that was straight at him. Come on. So corner here. And it's going to be Eduardo with the outswinger. Oh, Giovanni's made a great run, and the header is well over. Clever run from the substitute. Zico there. He likes it. That's one off the training ground. Poorly executed, though, in the end. Free header. Had to do better than that. Oh, sloppy pass there. Eduardo can pick it up. Lovely footwork from him. Oh, just fouled there in the end, surely. Big Rog, lovely ball into the Real thing. Can he finish? No! Great goalkeeping. Lovely pass from Rog. Real couldn't finish. Eduardo there surely fouls. Roger looks up. What a ball that is. Outside of the boot. Real had time to shape it there. Goalkeeper just got an elbow to that, and look what it means to him. He's made 2 great saves in the second half to keep Curitiba ahead. Ball in now, looking for Reginaldo at the near post. Gets the flick on. Could go anywhere here. Doesn't go in the net, though. Will we have another chance? No. Off a Ponte Preta player. Eduardo, clever flick into Real. And now Eduardo. This is the position we want him in. Can he find Takuma Asano? Yes, he can. Oh, fouled there surely by Costa. And that is going to be time up here. At the Moises Lucarelli. Not the start to the season that Zico was hoping for. We've certainly not been able to ride the wave of positivity from the Copa Brazil. And that is a really, really disappointing way for us to kick off this Serie B season. Gutted, gutted. We just didn't create enough chances. In the end, we dominated, but still not enough. Well, we created chances, just not enough good ones. And Curitiba kept it tight in the middle. We knew that they would. They were basically playing with 5 centered midfielders. It made it difficult to play through the centre. Maybe we didn't use the overlapping fullbacks enough. And I kept saying it, but we probably didn't. No really particularly poor performances. Igor was great. Asano, the downward arrow definitely affected him. He was getting pushed off the ball, left, right and centre. And the goal was pretty poor, really, for Curitiba. But we have to take our lessons from this and move on with positivity. We've got a long season ahead of us. We can't let this get us down. But the fans, and I'm sure the chairman, will not be impressed with that as a first result. We sit in 12th, Botafogo, top of the league after the first game. Guarani are there as well. Ugh. So who are we playing in our second game? West. Interesting, our first away game of the season. And a little bit of a chat, bit of a chin wag with the owner and with Willem Dafoe there. We're getting slaughtered by the press after that disaster. It wasn't disastrous. Come on. Zico's keeping it together, though. Cool, calm. Pfft. I know, we'll bounce back. Yeah, we are going to bounce back. Big style. Big style. Just don't like the look of that guy. Look at all the coffee going on. There's been a lot of memes about this. There's a hell of a lot of coffee going down. But technically we are on a losing streak, which we need to stop straight away. And thankfully, although this is an away game, it's only a very short trip. Stay within the Sao Paulo region, in the city of Barueri, not quite sure how you say it, which is a city just west of sort of main Sao Paulo city, which I guess is the name, West. That sounds like West. And they're another team who has flirted with Serie A, but they've not been there for over 10 years. So they're very much like Ponte Preta, a Serie B side. And they had a very disappointing season last season, finishing 16th. So really, this should be a team that we'd be looking to beat. Let's see how everyone's doing. Oh, looks like we've got an injury. Yep, Thiago Real out for 4 days. Bollocks. He is pretty vital to us as well. That is annoying. I need to change Renan permanently. Giovanni back onto the bench for Abner. And I think it's going to be Vargas starting in that attacking midfield position. Although I think he's a little bit quicker than Eduardo. 69 speed, 72. So we'll play him out there. He's right-footed as well. Other than that, everyone else can stay as is. Igor was great in the last game. Big fan of him. West, well, lots of 60 rated players. In fact, all but one 60 rated, which shows actually that Curitiba got a pretty good side, because I don't think they had many, if any, 60 rated players starting. So yeah, this is a bit of a step down. Asano on a green arrow today. Can he open his account in the Brazilian leagues? Broj, without a goal in 2 games now, after a thrilling start to the season. So he needs to buck his ideas up. Let's do this. So in Renan and Ricardo, we've got 2 capable attacking wing-backs, attacking full-backs. And that is a big part of our strategy. Keep the ball, short passing, use the overlap, and put balls into the box for the striker. We didn't do that in the last game. I think we got too caught up in trying to move it around the middle. Crosses into the box can still absolutely be part of this strategy. I know Joga Bonito, beautiful football is what we're aiming for, but we can still do that with some beautiful crosses. And with Big Rog in the centre, it would be stupid not to try it. Vargas does well against Elvis. Now Diego Renan. Powerful running from him. No one with him at all, so he has to step back. That's smart. And now Vargas can move it on into Igor. Probably been our most consistent player so far, and that's a clever ball into Eduardo. Cute stuff there. Oh! Oh, we've been ripped apart here. Bruno is through. Reginaldo's back with him. Oh, the shot is fired off. Almost caught out there end to end. Eduardo couldn't find the ball through, and this is very, very simple, luckily. just made enough ground on him, I think, to force him to put it wide. A little warning sign there, though. Eduardo back to Igor. That's better. Eduardo slips in Asano. Clever ball into Rog. Can he finish? Yes, he... Oh, yes! That is accurate. I actually made a little error there. I went for the sort of shaped shot, which in that position, probably not the best idea. But Brog has got the ability, even there, to put it on a postage stamp. There wasn't much to aim for, especially with a sort of curling shot. But we've started really positively here. And it was a good bit of build-up as well. Swift passing, Asano inside, lovely touch. As you can see, yeah, I mean, pretty much any other type of shot there, just drilling it, trying to go the other side would have worked, but he went right foot, inside of the right foot, to the, probably what you would call the wrong side of the goal for that effort. It had to be in off the post, really, and it was just about in off both posts, and that is the perfect start. Let's build on that. Eduardo, good block with his face there. Roger, clever turn to find Vargas in today for the injured Real. Vargas now looks to go alone. That's not exactly the smartest move. I don't know what Asano was doing. He's made some really smart runs in previous games, but here, Vargas looking up for the Japanese striker. Nowhere to be seen in picture there. Need to be making a smarter run. In the end, we went for goal. Probably the wrong option. Igor into Eduardo. Can he pull the strings today? That's a lovely ball into Rog. Hits it. Whoa! There we are. We question his goal-scoring form at the moment, and he has answered that question in emphatic style. And that was pretty simple. Eduardo, we needn't be pulling the strings. Maybe Eduardo should be playing inside. Maybe Real out on that side would be better. Eduardo certainly doesn't have the pace of Real, but he is a great passer. And this is a classy ball through, outside of the boot. Into Brog. Considered maybe taking another touch, but then thought, no, just swing. And the swing was successful. And we're 2 goals up here, away from home. Luis Carlos now, a bit of time. Puts the ball in towards Roger. Into Asano, he's offside. Really unlucky. Quite offside too. Avini, big header there. There's no shortage of them every time he plays. Vargas into Igor. Lovely chip ball over the top into Asano. Ah, just needed to find Eduardo there. Surely the 1-2 would have seen us through on goal. And that's half-time here. And Ponte Preta looking comfortable. 2 goals from Brog in the first 25 minutes. And we have been cruising. And actually, I thought we had more possession, that to be honest. We haven't really had much to deal with from the home side yet. But let's keep it tight. Let's get our first win. Let's kick the season off. Renan down the line into Vargas. Lovely first touch from him. Ball into Asano. Little flick into Eduardo. Hits it with the right. Not the best. Igor will keep it alive here. Into Eduardo. Back to Carlos. Roger into Asano. Hits one. Straight at the keeper. Could fall. Ooh, Eduardo nearly got to that. Arnaldo. Low ball in. It's hit the defender. Really should have scored our third there. Eduardo found easily by Carlos there. Roger with the flick. Asano, that's a great ball into Eduardo. Can he cut it back here for Big Rog? Oh, very nearly. Salamao, that's a really good ball into Mazzinho. Arnaldo's there, gets a touch to it. Ivan can't keep it in. Just over an hour gone here. And West have certainly stepped it up a little bit. And this could be a dangerous corner here as Elvis whips it in. Reginaldo heads away well. Carlos just hesitated there. Now Conrado to get to it. Oh, Carlos, that's a bad tackle. Free kick here, just over an hour gone. It's Elvis over this one. Surely too far out to be going for goal. Surely fucking not. Ivan. Jesus Christ, man. He's left so much of his goal there, but it's so far out. You expect him to do better. Carlos with a rash tackle. And now, the home side will certainly be buoyed by that. So a rest for Arnaldo as Luis Ricardo comes on to provide fresh legs down this right-hand side. Feels a little bit like we're hanging on here, which isn't what we were hoping for after a dominant first half. Another goal now would certainly ease the tension in this Ponte Preta side. Roger. That's a clever ball into Igor. No one really to aim for in the box, but he has to put it in anyway. Roger jumps for it. Elvis can clear. We've committed quite a few men forward here. So a well-worked attack could be a problem. Elvis. Elvis does really well. Steps inside of Reginaldo into Mazzinho. Takes it down. Oh, that's a horrible deflection there. No. No. Now, a lot of you will be shouting at me, why are you still attacking? You're a goal up. Defend. That's not the way we play. That is not Zico's style of football. That's unlucky, though. That's really unlucky. In off the back of the centre-back. And we now, with all the momentum against us, have to score here to come away with our first win of the season. And here's Ricardo there taken down, for God's sake. So Maralison replaces Matthias Vargas, another striker to go alongside Big Rog. Zico's out to win this one, there's no doubt about it. No point in doing anything else. Big header Reginaldo. Now Eduardo out to Igor. Space for him. Looks for Asano. No, it's not the right ball there. Had a real chance there, probably the last of the game. And we just rushed it. Maralison, good pressure. Vini, strong. Eduardo into Roger. Finds Takuma Asano. Can he finish here? Maralison, no! No! That really was the last chance, I'm sure. And there's a foul by Igor in the centre. Oh, I don't believe it. Asano there, huge chance. And that's it. No! We've given away a 2-goal lead for the second time. And that last goal was just unfortunate. The Elvis one, fine. Free kick from distance. Oh, but the deflected goal at the end. I mean, they didn't have many chances. That should have been our first 3 points. Zico will be gutted. We didn't control the game as we did in the last one. Away from home, that might be expected. 4 shots on target. There was Sano with a huge chance to finish it there at the end. Frustrating times for Ponte Preta. And, well, we get our first point at least. We record our first point. But 14th is not where we need to be. Top 4, that's where we're aiming for. And Coritiba, the team that beat us, they've scored 5, won their first 2, and not conceded yet. Back to the drawing board, perhaps. I think there was some little hints of good play in that one, but we're going to need to step it up in just 4 days' time as we go up against CRB. And there we are, we just weren't good enough, says Zico. Really weren't good enough. We lack the fight, and the players are going to have to give more if they want to win. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Oh, look at that. Maralison. Is that a dramatic improvement for a player that we really don't want to be playing? It is. That's just annoying. That is annoying, isn't it? That is frustrating. Be good to have Thiago Real back in the next game. Oh, we're going to have to give him chances off the bench at least, I suppose. Yeah. Okay, well, we'll deal with that next time. Disappointing episode, I have to say. Disappointing. Really wanted to register at least 1 win out of our first 2 games, but it's a long, long season. I'm sure we'll do better in the next one. I'll see you in a bit.